And it's crazy because like we talk about, you know, what was good, what we liked about E3, but the bad things about E3. And it was a lot of repetitiveness, like with Capcom only displaying 4 games that was already, 2 of them that were already out and 2 of them are going to be out next month. Like, why? Like,
And
yes, we
on
love
top of
Resident
that,
Evil 8. Yes, we love Monster Hunter. Some people love Ace Attorney, and it's just like, what are y'all doing? We know about these games. We don't really, a Palamute. That's literally the only new thing that we saw, and you can have the Palamute in Monster Heroes, Monster Stories, Monster Hunter Stories. That fucked me up. Anyway,
I wouldn't even say that like that's new though. Not the Palamute thing, but just my entire ordeal with Capcom is that they just should not have been there. Them and
Namco Bandai.
whoever, I know you're gonna mention it. Yeah, Bandai. There might have been a third actually, but whatever. Point being is that they just should not have been at E3 at all. Capcom literally had a show during Monster Hunter, or right before Monster Hunter. It was back to back prior to E3, where we got Resident Evil 8. They teased quote unquote Ace Attorney shit, and then we got all the Monster Hunter stuff. Monster Hunter has its own entire fucking stream. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That lasts like an hour and a half. Everything that they showed off at E3, we already knew about. So there was no reason for them to even like it. Just at that point, the companies is wasting their money. You're wasting your money flying out these employees, having the product there, doing all this presentation shit. You literally just could have streamed that or made a public little announcement post online, called it a done deal. You know, Bandai Namco was the worst out of all of them right now. They got a 100%. Hashtag going around. 100%. They just should not have been there. Bro, you came here for one fucking game that took up an hour. Get the fuck out.
And we know y'all are working on more than one game. That's what fucks with me. So with Capcom, I can see that they're focused on Resident Evil, they're focused on Monster Hunter, but that's like 4 games, right? That's a load for a company. 4 games.
Yeah,
that's
all within 1 year of release.
And then you have your little indie, not even so much as indie, but you have your little side projects that, you know, you furlough people onto. You know what I'm saying? That's what Capcom does. But Namco Bandai,
Square Enix does that too.
Yeah,
their presentation wasn't that bad though. It wasn't. It wasn't that bad.
What I meant was they do the whole furlough thing. To like smaller teams, because I was talking to Afro and Tasha about it. A lot of their games, the only games that look real good and like pristine, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Life is Strange.
No, that's not necessarily true. It really just depends on like the quality. So Square Enix is known prior to like its big thing, even with Final Fantasy and whatchamacallit, they're known for like RPGs, JRPGs, shit like that. So you have the I mean, they're our age now, like, you know, 20 something years old, 30 years old, whatever, where we love just JRPGs, classic shit, storytelling, you know, turn-based combat, all that kind of stuff. They are making those games and other companies are doing it. So you have Octopath Traveler, which you know, after chapter 6 was kind of bad, but whatever. You have Bravely Default, all of them, which again, after chapter 6 was also kind of bad, but you know, hey, you've got Project Triangle, I think is the name of it.
Project Triangle.
Which is also it's being done by the same team as Octopath Traveler. And then you have
Dragon Quest,
the new the Dragon Quest 2.5
like
HD. No. That's what I'm saying. It really just comes down to like what you're into, right? Because it's not that they look like hot dick, but they're not fucking, you know, 8K quality that Kingdom Hearts 3 would be.
Well,
because those games don't serve that purpose.
They have smaller teams working on those things. Like they have smaller groups working on those projects that way. And the thing was, they don't have, you know, all the resources that they would put into Final Fantasy because they know they're gonna sell on that. You know, they know.
Yeah, but they wouldn't want it. You know, like if I had, for instance, if Octopath or if they made like a remake of Dragon Quest 3 and it looked like Kingdom Hearts 3. I wouldn't want to play it. I'd play it because I want the story in the game. I would not want to see that in that game because it takes away from that type of game.
No, I'm not saying that it has to translate the style of those games. You know what I mean? I mean, they could look a little bit better, a little bit like tidied up. Yeah, if that makes sense. Like there's just no reason for Life is Strange to look the way that it does, or
that should look like dog shit.
Yes, it does.
What fucked me up, and I'm gonna let you finish in a second. But what fucked me up, there was, you know, they was doing the little split screen thing where it showed the remaster and the old one. I fucking kid you not. The one where they had the chick with the blue hair, she was sitting on the bed.
Chloe?
They did it. It did not change. What the fuck
It
changed?
sure did it.
That shit's so fucking ugly. That game is not a good looking game.
I'm like, y'all really didn't do anything.
It's not a good looking game.
That's what bugs me. And I'm just like, and it's okay. It's okay to have smaller teams working on things. Like Nintendo clearly does that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying it just, sometimes it works, sometimes it just fucking doesn't. And Square Enix, baby.
I just feel like they could every company, well, besides Nintendo and Microsoft, could have showed more, because we know that they're working on different things. Like having a whole presentation for one game, that's asinine. Nobody's there. Nobody's at E3 for one game from a big publisher. Namco Bandai's a publisher. They have games. They make their own games, and then they have companies under them that make games.
Yep.
They're a publisher.
I still don't think that I don't think that was a rumor. And a part of me feels like Bandai did that out of spite.
Probably.
Part of me really feels like that. Like their shit got leaked for the My Hero thing, and they were like, "All right, take it off."
I don't think that. I think it was too late for that. Like I feel like the entire time, like Namco Bandai was definitely just going for the one show thing.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure.
At that point, y'all could have sent me an email talking about hey y'all, actually we're gonna put this on Twitter. This is what we're doing. We're not gonna be at E3, but
right, they could have had a what they call it, a Periscope for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all could have a Periscope, be like, look, we're not gonna be there. Have your little own like Twitter live or whatever.
Man, you don't even need that, to be honest. Just upload a fucking YouTube video. I wish more companies took the approach that, and you know, Nintendo's been ahead of their time when it comes to these streams and whatnot. But I really wish that they would. A lot of the companies just like, yo, we're gonna record everything we gotta talk about. You know, fancy, make it pretty, whatever. Upload it to YouTube on our channel that we know has 1 million something subscribers because the name alone, and then you watch it from there as many times as you want to.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't need to be
live. You don't gotta, you
gotta wait about nothing. You know, use copyright free music, because what do you need fucking Rihanna singing in the background for?
I know, Ray, I'm
for
not
a
trying
game
to see
reveal.
the new Mario game and Rihanna out here singing fucking Russian roulette.
Yeah, you know, like it doesn't matter. So you could get away with some shit, and they refuse to do that because this kind of goes into what I say a lot of the times. These companies are so stuck in their old ways when it comes to how they approach a lot of things. I
really feel like context should matter when DMCA hits. Like if I'm just if I'm having a listening party, then yes, DMCA the fuck out of me, because that's the whole thing. Now, if I'm watching a YouTube video and that music just happens to be in that video, that DMCA shouldn't matter. Because the context,
I'm not trying to make money off of that.
Right. Mm-hmm. The context of that shit is so far-fetched that nobody could have, you know, if I'm blind reacting to something, you know what I'm saying? Then
how was I supposed to know?
Yeah, how was I supposed to know?
That actually happened during E3. There was a streamer that made a clip about it and posted it on Twitter. But as she was watching E3, they played an ad that was a Lil Nas song. And obviously, you're not going to know what Twitch ads are going to be playing on the E3, but Twitch knows what ads they're going to be playing on E3. And so, even though they were like, "Yeah, it's DMCA free, we got you covered, don't worry about it."
Those
Twitch
ads
played that
will
Lil Nas
fuck
song.
you up.
Yeah, you know, you gonna get fucked. DMCA, bro, we had to hit your channel. Like, dog, it's your ad. You did this.
Y'all did that.
Yep.
Y'all did that. I was restreaming because I can't stream it because y'all said I couldn't stream it, so I'm restreaming it off of y'all because y'all said y'all was gonna do it for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I hate Twitch. They be so fucking but like, the fuck.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
I have a bone to pick with Take-Two Interactive. And
okay.
Go ahead.
This is the infamous Zoom call, bro. Like,
so I actually didn't watch it.
I did. I didn't watch all of it.
So,
but all right. So here's the thing. Take-Two is known for they publish Grand Theft Auto, Mafia games, the Red Dead Redemptions. We have a bunch of games under that umbrella, right? And I the conversation that they had in a Zoom call on E3 time, personally, I feel like it was misplaced. Now, I'm not gonna say, and I did make a tweet about it, and I tweeted that it wasn't the place, and I was completely wrong, and I double backed my tweet, and I stated in a quote tweet, I said, it's definitely the place for a conversation for inclusivity, but at that time it was so off-putting. It didn't make E3 was shit to begin with. You know what I'm saying? It started off like really bad after Microsoft. Like it was just Resident Sleeper after Resident Sleeper after Resident Sleeper. So to actually put a literal Resident Sleeper on your E3 program, it was such a fucking kick in the balls that talking about something it was boring. Like nobody comes to E3 to hear a presentation about representation. And I get it. The conversation needs to be had, but at that particular time, it was just like, yo, where are the games? We are gamers. Where are the games? So I could see if they wanted to sneak that in after like a huge fucking reveal. You know what I'm saying? Where adrenaline's pumping, everybody's excited, and then that's like the cool down. You know what I'm saying? No, it was just all fucking melatonin. The entire presentation from after Microsoft, after Square Enix, it was melatonin until Nintendo. And it was just like, bro, why? And I get that conversation, and I'm gonna keep saying that conversation definitely needs to happen, but it's just like, man, read the fucking room. A Zoom call on E3? Come on, man. That's not what people signed up for E3 for. That's not what people watch that shit for.
It was the time and place, wrong presentation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, I mean, if they was like, hey y'all, next we're gonna be talking about some diversity.
And that's the kicker. They didn't let us know. So I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Take-Two, just like, oh damn, they may have some shit for Grand Theft Auto, you know what I'm saying? For the niggas who play RP and some new shit coming, you know what I'm saying? No, they just doing the Zoom call, and I'm just like, what?
Regardless if they have told us beforehand, during, people were gonna leave anyways.
Yeah,
people were gonna go
for
people
sure.
Were gonna be like,
100%. But I think it's better that we did know going into what we were going into. Like at least like what was it, like a hour or 2 hours before Namco Bandai went live, they said, yo, yeah, this is all we're doing today. So but no, the Take-Two presentation was very off-putting, and it really just rubbed me the wrong way personally. Like I know some people, you know, in the gaming space think that the representation conversation has to happen, and like 100% it does. I do believe that conversation has to happen
always.
But personally, it just wasn't the right time. The room was so wrong for that. The room was
I feel like
so
my
wrong.
camera is slanted. I'm listening to you though.
Oh my god.
I feel like they just didn't know.
The light lit up the back, and I'm like, is my shit slanted?
They knew they didn't have anything. They were like, let's talk diversity, because you know, we really don't have shit.
So like,
we didn't bring anything.
That's anything. Like let's talk about some.
And then being like, so I know we were supposed to bring food or whatever, but
I got this bottle of water.
I got this water if you want it.
You got this potato salad from Kroger's?
Like I picked up some brownies, but I mean, they're not really good. They was from Dallas though.
Nah, not even brownies, bro. They brought the fucking they brought the potato salad in the jug, bro.
And not only that, if you were gonna sit there and do that, I would have loved to seen content creators talk about it with you.
Yes.
If you're gonna do that,
bring on content creators.
Bring on people that talk diversity. Bring on people that know their shit. Like, there are so many content creators. There is I need diversity team. You need to bring in those folks to be talking about this. Not, yeah, we didn't have anything, so we're gonna talk about it amongst our studio.
Yeah.